I got a story to share that won't ever fail. From the break of dawn till the midnight hour, this is my story. It's got heart and power.
So my name is Beth Ulrich, and I'm a nurse here at Toward Independence. I grew up here in Xenia with my mom and my dad and my younger brother. My parents got divorced when I was in elementary school, so my dad ended up remarrying, and I have two brothers from that marriage. I had a pretty normal childhood growing up, except for the fact that my mom was dying from cancer. It made it really hard to just feel normal and do normal things. Like everyone was out, like having parties and stuff, and I was worried about what was going on with my mom. So she ended up passing away when I was 15, and that was really, really hard. The nurses were really amazing for me and my brother, and they were so kind to her. So growing up, I always knew that I really wanted to help people, but I didn't know how I would do that because being in a hospital was just, I couldn't do it. Like being there brought all the memories like flooding back, and it's just something I knew I couldn't work there. So I knew I'd have to figure out a way to help in my own way, you know. So I graduated from high school and I got a job here at Toward Independence as a DSP. So I was direct care staff, and I loved it. The clients soon became like members of my family. They're, open arms, happy to see you, so grateful for everything that you do for them. How can you not love them right back? So, I took one specific client to my grandma's house for coffee and chats all the time. She would hang out. My grandma loved her. So, they were truly like family members. And, that's just amazing. So I worked here for about 3.5 years, and then I guess I just kind of needed a break, and I moved away from Xenia for a while, and I was bartending, and I met my husband there. Didn't work for a while, ended up having kids. I have a 19-year-old daughter that goes to UC, a 16-year-old son in high school, and then I have 10-year-old twin boys. So hands full all the time. So I was lucky enough to stay home with them for about 16 years before I decided it was, time to go back to work. During the time home with them, I had went back to school and got my nursing degree. So I had that under my belt and was ready to try and help and just find my way of doing that. I was searching ads online and saw a post from TI, and they were actually hiring for a home supervisor. And I had loved working here and loved what I did and my interaction with the clients. So I was like, hey, why not? That made me happy, So I applied for it, and Jill in HR ended up calling me, and she had seen my resume, and she was like, hey, you still have your nursing license? And I was like, yeah, I sure do. And she was like, well, how would you feel about coming to work for TI as a nurse instead of a home supervisor? And I was just like, what, really? That's even an option? And she was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, what do I do? So I, filled out my application for that for nursing and came in to TI, and I had my interview with Cassie, our director of nursing, and Jill. She was there, and I was so happy that she remembered me from back in the day when I had worked here before. So that was awesome. And 2.5 years later, here I am, like back at TI, where I love my clients. I love my coworkers. They're like family. I'm here with them 40 hours a week. I see them more than I do my own family. So if you want an amazing place to work where you feel like you have an amazing purpose and an amazing place to help individuals, TI is definitely 100% your place to be. So I'm just glad that I found my way back here where I feel like I have a home.
This is my story, the one I want to share. A tale of resilience, a legacy to wear. I won't hold back, I'll let my spirit shine through the mess. Every beat still